Across the United States in 2025, thousands of brand new homes are sitting empty. And the reasons might surprise you. In today's video, we're counting down the top 10 U.S. cities where new homes sit empty, highlighting the unexpected side of America's real estate market. From oversupply and affordability issues to shifting population trends and economic slowdowns. Whether you're a buyer, investor, or just curious about the changing housing landscape, this list will give you insight into where homes are being built but not bought. Stick around to see which cities made the list, and why the houses no one's living in could say a lot about where the market is heading. Number 10. Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas, known for its bright lights and booming tourism industry, has recently become a hotspot for real estate overdevelopment. During the post-pandemic construction surge, home builders scrambled to meet anticipated population growth driven by remote workers and investors. Thousands of new homes were built across the valley, particularly in the outer suburbs, as developers raced to keep up with demand. However, in 2025, many of these newly constructed homes remain vacant, with for sale signs lingering for months. Several factors contribute to the high vacancy rate. Rising interest rates and elevated home prices have priced out many potential buyers, especially first-time homeowners. Additionally, the once hot demand from out-of-state investors and California transplants has cooled significantly. The city's affordability advantage is eroding, and high utility bills, desert heat, and limited water resources are prompting some would-be residents to look elsewhere. Developers are now stuck with inventory they can't move quickly or profitably. Moreover, Las Vegas's economy, heavily reliant on entertainment and tourism, remains vulnerable to downturns. Job instability in key sectors has made many buyers hesitant to commit to home ownership. As a result, many new neighborhoods feel half-finished or eerily quiet. While some experts predict a rebound once mortgage rates decline, others caution that Las Vegas may continue to struggle with housing oversupply if economic headwinds persist. Number 9. San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio has been one of Texas's fastest-growing cities over the past decade, attracting families and professionals with its relatively low cost of living and strong job market. Encouraged by this growth, home builders ramped up construction, especially in areas like Alamo Ranch, Stone Oak, and the city's sprawling western and northeastern suburbs. But in 2025, many of these newly built homes are sitting empty, with buyers backing off amid economic uncertainty and tightening budgets. A key factor contributing to San Antonio's rising number of vacant new homes is affordability. Although still cheaper than Austin or Dallas, the average price of new construction has risen sharply due to supply chain issues, labor shortages, and rising land values. At the same time, mortgage rates remain high, pushing monthly payments beyond what many middle-income families can afford. The mismatch between wages and housing costs has left a glut of inventory on the market, with developers offering incentives and price cuts to move units. Additionally, San Antonio's job growth has begun to slow, particularly in tech and healthcare sectors that once drove its population surge. With fewer people relocating to the area, and locals being priced out of new homes, the market has cooled considerably. Entire developments now sit partially filled, with empty streets and unoccupied homes reflecting a market correction that caught many builders off guard. For San Antonio, the challenge in 2025 is finding a balance between supply, demand, and true affordability. Number 8. Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix has long been a magnet for newcomers drawn by its sunny climate, booming job market, and reputation for affordability. During the pandemic years, the city experienced a rapid influx of remote workers and retirees, sparking a major construction boom across its suburbs, including Buckeye, Queen Creek, and Goodyear. Developers raced to meet this growing demand, resulting in thousands of new homes popping up across the desert landscape. However, by 2025, a significant portion of these homes remained vacant, marking a sharp reversal in Phoenix's once red-hot housing market. Several overlapping challenges have contributed to the surplus. First, interest rate hikes and inflation have significantly reduced buying power, sidelining many would-be homeowners. Second, the affordability that once defined Phoenix is quickly disappearing. Median home prices have soared beyond the reach of many middle-class families. As homebuyers shift their focus to rental options or relocate to even more affordable cities, demand for new construction has waned, leaving developers holding unsold inventory. Additionally, environmental concerns are playing a larger role than ever before. Issues like water scarcity, extreme heat, and growing energy demands are making some buyers reconsider long-term living in the valley. As the realities of desert living become more difficult and costly, Phoenix is facing a slowdown that few anticipated. The abundance of new, unoccupied homes paints a cautionary picture about overbuilding without fully accounting for economic and environmental sustainability. Number 7. Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte has been a major growth hub in the Southeast, thanks to its booming finance sector, expanding tech scene, and overall business-friendly environment. Over the past few years, developers flooded the market with new housing projects in anticipation of ongoing migration, particularly in areas like Ballantine, Concord, and Huntersville. But in 2025, Charlotte is now dealing with a surprising problem: a surplus of brand-new homes that remain unsold or unoccupied, despite the city's continued population growth. One of the main culprits is affordability. Although Charlotte was once considered a bargain compared to cities like New York or San Francisco, rapid price growth and elevated mortgage rates have drastically changed that perception. Many of the new homes being built are priced well above what first-time buyers or average earners can afford, leading to stalled sales. At the same time, rising property taxes and higher costs of living are discouraging relocation, especially among younger buyers who might otherwise be entering the market. Additionally, Charlotte's job market, while still strong, is showing signs of strain, especially in white-collar sectors like banking and fintech. With economic uncertainty on the rise and companies scaling back remote work, fewer professionals are making the move. As a result, suburban developments that were once in high demand are now dotted with vacant homes and half-completed streets. The city's challenge moving forward is to recalibrate its housing strategy to meet actual demand rather than projected growth. Number 6. Boise, Idaho saw a dramatic rise in popularity during the pandemic years, fueled by an influx of remote workers seeking a quieter, more affordable lifestyle away from major metros like San Francisco and Seattle. This sudden population boom led developers to launch a wave of new housing projects, particularly in fast-growing suburbs such as Meridian, Nampa, and Kuna. But by 2025, much of that momentum has slowed. As demand cools, a surprising number of newly built homes in Boise now sit empty, waiting for buyers who are no longer arriving in droves. A big factor is the sharp shift in affordability. While Boise was once one of the most affordable cities in the West, prices skyrocketed during the housing surge. Many of the new builds were targeted at wealthier transplants, not local residents, and now that remote work trends have stabilized and companies are recalling workers to offices, those out-of-state buyers have tapered off. Meanwhile, locals continue to be priced out of the new housing stock, leading to stagnation in sales and growing inventories of vacant properties. On top of that, Boise's job market hasn't expanded at the same pace as its housing supply. The city is still growing, but not at the frenzied rate developers had banked on. Some families are also reconsidering Idaho due to rising property taxes and limited infrastructure in newly developed areas. As a result, new neighborhoods that once symbolized Boise's growth now serve as a reminder of how quickly a hot market can cool when supply outpaces realistic, long-term demand. Number 5. Cape Coral, Florida. Cape Coral, known for its picturesque canals and proximity to the Gulf Coast, experienced a significant housing boom in recent years. The city attracted retirees, remote workers, and investors looking for affordable waterfront living. Developers rushed to meet the perceived demand, building new communities throughout the area, particularly in the northwest and northeast sections. However, by 2025, Cape Coral is grappling with an oversupply of brand new homes that remain empty, a troubling sign in what was once one of Florida's fastest-growing regions. One of the key challenges facing Cape Coral is its increasing vulnerability to climate risk. Rising insurance premiums, frequent hurricane threats, and new flood zone regulations have made homeownership more expensive and more complicated. These factors have scared off many would-be buyers, especially those unfamiliar with Florida's stringent building codes and climate costs. Even with enticing amenities and attractive pricing, many newly constructed homes are lingering on the market with few serious inquiries. Affordability is also becoming a relative concern. While Cape Coral is still cheaper than cities like Miami or Tampa, rapid price growth during the boom years has made even affordable homes difficult to attain for working families. Additionally, the city's infrastructure, particularly roads and utilities in newly developed areas, has struggled to keep pace with construction. With fewer buyers and rising costs, Cape Coral's housing market is seeing increasing numbers of unoccupied homes, leaving developers and local officials wondering how to restore balance to the market. Number 4. Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. The Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex has long been a poster child for rapid growth, attracting businesses, young professionals, and families with its strong job market and business-friendly climate. Between 2020 and 2023, developers launched massive construction projects across suburbs like Frisco, McKinney, and Prosper, expecting population trends to continue climbing. But by 2025, a troubling pattern has emerged. An excess of new homes, many of them luxury or mid-tier builds, are now sitting vacant, unable to find buyers in an increasingly saturated market. Much of this vacancy is driven by a mismatch between what's being built and what buyers can actually afford. While construction focused heavily on larger, more expensive homes, the need in the region has shifted toward more affordable, entry-level housing. With interest rates still elevated and wages not keeping up with inflation, many families have been priced out of the market. Additionally, Dallas's booming real estate scene attracted speculative investors, many of whom have pulled back, leaving behind unsold properties and empty subdivisions. Another challenge is infrastructure lag and regional sprawl. Some of the newer developments are located far from major job centers, with long commutes, limited public transit, and few nearby amenities. As a result, even brand new homes aren't always desirable to buyers looking for convenience and quality of life. Now, with demand softening and inventory piling up, Dallas-Fort Worth is experiencing a correction that highlights the dangers of building too much, too fast, without ensuring true market alignment. Number 3. Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta has long been considered the economic engine of the Southeast, with a vibrant mix of industries including film, logistics, healthcare, and tech. Its diverse economy and relatively low cost of living fueled a real estate boom during the early 2020s, leading developers to break ground on thousands of new homes in expanding suburbs like McDonough, Brazelton, and Fayetteville. But in 2025, the city finds itself facing a surprising trend. Hundreds of these new homes now sit unoccupied, the result of overambitious projections and shifting buyer behavior. Affordability plays a major role in Atlanta's new home vacancies. While the city was once seen as a budget-friendly alternative to places like Washington, D.C. or New York, the rising cost of land, materials, and labor has significantly increased home prices. First-time buyers are being squeezed out of the market, and many locals are turning to rentals or staying put rather than upgrading. Additionally, high interest rates and economic uncertainty have made buyers more cautious, slowing the once frantic pace of home sales. Another issue lies in the placement of new developments. Many of the vacant homes are in areas with underdeveloped infrastructure or limited access to public transit, a major drawback in a city already infamous for traffic congestion. Buyers are increasingly prioritizing convenience and community amenities, and many of the newest neighborhoods fail to meet those expectations. As a result, Atlanta is seeing the downside of its rapid expansion, a housing market flooded with supply, but short on the right kind of demand. Number 2. Salt Lake City, Utah. Salt Lake City has long been one of the fastest-growing cities in the Mountain West, attracting new residents with its strong economy, beautiful mountain scenery, and family-friendly lifestyle. Over the past several years, a construction boom transformed the city and its suburbs, with thousands of new homes built to accommodate the influx of tech workers, outdoor enthusiasts, and young families seeking a balanced lifestyle. However, by 2025, many of these new homes are sitting empty, reflecting a sudden cooling in demand after years of rapid expansion. Several factors have contributed to the surge in vacant new homes. Rising mortgage rates and inflation have made homeownership more difficult, particularly for first-time buyers. Additionally, the tech sector, a major driver of Salt Lake City's growth, has experienced layoffs and slowdowns, leading some workers to relocate or delay home purchases. Meanwhile, the return-to-office trend has diminished the appeal of Salt Lake City for remote workers who previously sought the city's quality of life but are now moving back to coastal hubs or more affordable regions. Environmental and infrastructural challenges are also playing a role. The city faces increasing concerns over air quality and water availability, which are becoming more pressing in the face of climate change. These factors, combined with rising living costs and a shortage of affordable housing options, have tempered Salt Lake City's real estate market. As a result, many brand-new neighborhoods remain only partially occupied, signaling a pause as the city recalibrates to more sustainable growth patterns. Number 1. Houston, Texas. Houston's sprawling metropolitan area has been one of the fastest-growing regions in the U.S. for decades, fueled by its energy sector, diverse economy, and affordable housing. Developers responded to this growth with an aggressive wave of new home construction, especially in suburbs like Katy, Spring, and Cypress. However, in 2025, Houston is facing an unexpected challenge. A significant number of these newly built homes remain empty, signaling an oversupply and shifting market dynamics. Several factors contribute to Houston's vacant new homes. Economic uncertainty, especially in the energy sector, has made buyers more cautious. Rising interest rates and inflation have pushed monthly mortgage payments higher, pricing out many middle-class families. Additionally, Houston's notorious urban sprawl means that many new developments are far from major job centers, making them less attractive due to long commutes and limited public transit options. Moreover, Houston's housing market has attracted speculative investors who built or bought properties expecting quick returns, but many are now holding unsold inventory as demand cools. This glut of new homes creates pressure on builders to offer discounts and incentives, which can slow down the recovery of the market. As Houston navigates these challenges, it serves as a prime example of how rapid expansion without matching demand can lead to empty neighborhoods. Conclusion? As we've seen, the phenomenon of empty new homes stretches across the country, from booming metros to rapidly growing suburbs. These vacant houses highlight the delicate balance between supply and demand in today's complex housing market. Rising interest rates, affordability challenges, economic shifts, and changing migration patterns have all contributed to these pockets of empty neighborhoods. For builders, buyers, and policymakers, understanding these trends is key to navigating the future of housing. Thanks for watching. If you found this video insightful, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Which city surprised you the most? We'd love to hear from you.